spirits are truly wonderful, powerful, self-aware, and reach with insight.
Insight, you say?
Indeed. The spirits have access to lifetimes of knowledge.
A little knowledge would do me good right about now. A pity I must wait until I'm dead.
If you are looking for sanctuary, you have found it. The Gifted Magpie is a house of calm, rational discussion. We have only 2 rules of conduct. Maintain dignity and speak in a soft tone of voice. To put it gently, yes. Giada Castel is giving our governor a piece of her mind, loud enough to rattle the windows. Animancers are miracle workers, but their work breeds obsession, rivalry, and bitter disagreement. Their anxiety keeps me in business. This tea house is where troubled minds come to approach problems from a quieter angle. Imagine what we could accomplish if more Animancers took a little time to focus on themselves. Now, will there be anything else? Believe it or not, this building was once my father's grain warehouse. One day, a magpie landed on the rafters and spoke fluent Valian to anyone who would listen. Among other things, it told my father the recipe for a blueberry tart. Popular item until the recent troubles. Helia is the goddess of birds and creativity. Yes, the spiritual significance of a talking magpie is debatable. But the tale inspired others to make this a haven of creativity. And so, here we are. Who knows? Either it flew away on bad business, or it was just a metaphor to begin with. A good story knows where to end itself. The bad ones all end in grief. What? I mean, I'm sorry. What? Could you possibly elaborate? Oh, what a horrible idea. It's just that these sorts of things happen to other people, but never me. I wouldn't even know where to start. I was afraid you were going to say that. It seems I need to gather my wits and figure out what to do next. I have no skill with romance, you see. Oh dear. Regrettably, we are out of tea. My stockpile is exhausted, and the harvest has not kept up with demand. We have other goods for sale, if you care to peruse them. Trinkets I have collected over the years. The fields have been unproductive of late, and what grows has not risen to our standard. I am hopeful that this is a temporary setback and not a sign of things to come. Welcome. Envoy, welcome.
One moment.
A moment of your time, my friend? Tell me, what do you know about your soul? Wrong. Your soul is an ancient, wondrous thing, suffused with lifetimes of rich, delicious memory. But it's tired, my friend, heavy with the burden of generations and too weak to survive another turning of the wheel. That's the beauty of it. The first treatments on the house. The moment you entered the city, I calibrated my invention to the highest setting and attuned it to your soul. So tell me, how do you feel? Better already, huh? Of course you do. That's what healthy feels like. Do remember to tell your friends about all the benefits of animancy. Enjoy your soul.
Hope you don't start seeing other people's past lives or anything.
By tradition, the governor's manor is open to the public.
I've got a powerful feeling we weren't supposed to see this.
Ignacy. Where is Ignacy? No darkness. Only color. My hands. My hands. Sharp talons. Oh. Teeth dancing in and out of my mouth. Maxim, where did you go? No darkness, only color. Maxim, where did you go?
How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike? In that case, you're right on time.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Seems more likely you'll have to punch some sense into him.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion. Very well. I hope you remember that behind these walls, your influence has limits.
I'm sure he didn't come all this way just to challenge your authority. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now our farms. Indeed. We were fighting the Dream Scourge before it even had a name. I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
They do. And that's the kind of reckless behavior I'm trying to avoid.
Reckless is all we have time for. Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Once again, bureaucracy stands in the way of getting things done.
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark. I see you're unfamiliar with animancy. You don't appreciate just how dangerous that could be. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart. It's nothing. Our governor is backed into a corner and lashing out. I almost respect him for it. Buy me a drink sometime, and I'll tell you all about my family's basement. I thought you'd never ask. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Giatta.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Giatta Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Whoa, you're banishing her for that?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giatta is an outcast. Perhaps, but I can't just let her continue to poison the minds of my animancers.
They aren't your animancers. Your father understood that.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west, by the workshop.
I'll find us another bedroom.
I'm sorry you had to witness that spectacle. Giatta is a spirited animancer, but she can be intolerable at times. Whatever you may think of us, I welcome you to Fior Messiverno. I believe the nature of the living lands is unpredictable, and animancy is our best chance at getting it under control. But what Giatta wishes to do is more dangerous by far than what she's trying to solve. Quilici wants us panicking over what he can't even prove. If there's a threat to Emerald Stair, it's that old man and his fear-mongering. Don't waste your time on him. For your sake, I hope you make the right one.
This Nimdude wouldn't see a Balrog coming if it did a little dance right in front of him.
If there's nothing more, I have a city to run. The Steel Garrote? Here? Well, well. Apparently nature is not the only foe in Emerald Stair. Worse, my rangers turned a blind eye to it. Satisfy my curiosity. Why am I hearing this from the Adiran envoy? Don't you and the Steel Garrote share the same master? I'm glad you recognize the difference. Take this with my gratitude. And let us pray this is the last we've seen of the Steel Garrote. The short answer is yes, I'm aware. And I've tolerated it, up to a point. We are a community of animancers. Among other things, we have a healthy respect of the dead. I have no wish to anger the departed. But then again, my first responsibility is to the living. The dead have a strong connection to the beyond, and therefore animancy. They can make our work very, very difficult. Best not to upset them. I knew I heard someone snooping about. And you have the gall to confront me like a common criminal. This conversation is over. That is not a topic for discussion. I'll hear no more of this. You go about your business, and I'll go about mine.
We should let this one go.
Try not to involve yourself in our affairs.
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him? So,
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. Maybe break a window or two.
perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint. My apologies, godlike. You happened upon Fior at an inopportune time.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giata, some manners, if you please.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego. What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Messiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
I wish I could take credit for Giata's stubbornness, but she learned that on her own.
Thanks, old man. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Adiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers. It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days. Wouldn't that be a coincidence? I only bring it up because Animancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by... I don't even know. I just realized this is the end. I have to leave Fior Messiverno. Forever.
Some people don't find out who they really are until they leave home.
You'll be alright. My advice, find a good tavern and learn how to prepare squirrel over an open flame.
Maybe if I focus on what I have gained, I can learn to accept everything I've lost. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast. Glad to hear it. Your education should come in handy. Manto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fior. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike, Imperial Envoy, Research Assistant. Who knew?
Patience. We'll speak shortly.
Oh, this will be so very useful back home.
Clean out your soul. with honest Emil's healing crystals.
They do such lovely work here, don't they? Hang on. I know you from Solace, right? I'm afraid I don't know who you are. Just as you don't know who I am. You're Blessed A Man. I remember you. I gotcha. So, we understand each other then. I never thought the world of animancy could be so varied and fascinating. I can make use of so much of this equipment. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit unusual to see one of my people about, but I'm here on important business. If you see anyone else from Solace Keep, just do me a favor and don't tell them you saw me. It's not worth talking about, really. Some of my fellow wardens might misunderstand. But we still don't even know why you're here. You know what I mean. And Marius, it was good to see you. May you find all you're looking for and more. Please, don't tell anyone you saw me here.
Wake up your soul with a morning. I was once like you, weary and diseased. Now I'm a...
Darling, look! Isn't my new...
I'm afraid we missed introducing ourselves in the middle of all the squabbling. I'm Pere Quilici, Fiore's senior-most animancer. My apologies for that little display earlier. You don't say. After all these years. I knew my colleagues took it hard when I left, but it was worth it. Now our dream of bringing animancy to the living lands lives on a razor's edge. Fiore is slowly unraveling, and all our research points to the Dream Scourge. Vidarro claims animancy will shield Fiore from ruin, yet denies the workshop's own findings. Comfort has dulled Fiore's memory, and yet the signs of ruin are clear. And then there's you. I met my fair share of godlike in Velia, but they are a rare sight in Fiore. But you're different than those I've encountered. Perhaps your appearance here is not a coincidence. Don't we all? The first of us came to Fiore to uncover answers of the soul in peace. I'd like to return to that. The gods do not touch a soul lightly. You are wise to enlist Giata's help. She's my brightest pupil and has yet to be jaded by experience. Now, I must return to my ruminations. Without Vidarro's support, we must reassess our goals. It was a pleasure, godlike.
How was
I don't
Giada
trust him.
holding up? Did you still need something, dearie? Well, when a man and a woman love each other very much...
That's probably enough detail for now. I am sure the envoy can use their imagination.
Oh, I couldn't help myself. The joke was right there, my love. The short answer is that I moved in here with Quilici several decades ago, and he's yet to tire of me.
Ugh, I could never grow tired of you, but I do often grow tired with you. The distinction is important.
Music to my ears. We'll speak later, then.
Envoy? Well, that was interesting, right? The woman arguing about the crops failing? Standing up for what you believe against authority. I can respect that. Of course, my method would have been run away under the cover of night, never to return, but yeah, this works for her. It's more that I don't think my belief's worth standing up for. Life's simpler that way. Anyway, there's clearly more going on here than a bunch of animancers sitting in dusty labs doing whatever they do all day. Beyond that, nah, I can't help you. Call me when you're back to facing real danger. Right, changing the subject. Ask away. There's something big in the southeast of the region. Most hunters say to stay away from there. Let's see. Less urgency for shelter here. You can find shrubs to block the wind or tree cover to protect from rain. There's also plenty of food around too, if you know where to look. Rule of thumb, if it's red, don't eat it. Or if it makes you itch. There's also just about any kind of game you can imagine. Just make sure whatever you catch doesn't have mushrooms growing out of its face. Oh, and be careful when you leave the roads. You never know when that deer you killed was some Delimgon's favorite pet. I'll be honest, it has changed a lot since I was last here, which wasn't that long ago. It's always been thick forests and crawling vines, but now it's like the forest has had enough and is ready to wipe us all out. That said, at least it's fertile. And you can still eat most of the vegetation here, though I wouldn't touch the mushrooms. Especially the ones that move around on their own. I get a weird feeling when I get close to Lake Lacuna. Like there's something there that shouldn't be. I'm surprised at how much more deadly it is than it used to be. Hunting was great here, and there were edible plants everywhere. That's all still true, but I never used to worry about being strangled by a wild root while I sleep. Still, the challenge keeps things interesting, right? You earn every breath out here. Careful in the western areas of Emerald Stair. Something lives out there, and I don't really care to know what. I haven't dealt with Delimgon and blights and such all that much. They usually don't bother you unless you step too far off the trail. Of course, that's pretty much a given in your line of work, so we're all doing things we're not used to doing. Still, if you have a choice between upsetting the forest and not doing that, think about it. Maybe consider that the forest and Emerald Stair are known to hold a grudge. There's a skeleton sitting in a chair out on the coast, west of the Fjord docks. No idea what it's doing there, but I'm always curious. I think you know almost as much as I do at this point, Amakul. Not sure what else to say. Let's see. Water can be a problem out here. Don't drink from the rivers or creeks you find here, they're full of saka. Literally. You can get good water from inside most plants here, especially the larger vines. Or you can tap most of the trees for sap. I always put out some kind of cloth to collect the dew in the morning. That's assuming Kai doesn't take it and use it as a nose rag. Oh, there's another tip. Make sure the people you're traveling with aren't Nim dudes. I think you know almost as... Let's see. Right. So I wasn't completely honest before when I talked about avoiding river water and such. Water from the river or creeks, or whatever is... well, it's nasty. Drink that stuff and you'll be shooting soccer from both ends. So whatever water you take from the river, you have to boil. Take out all the leaves and bugs and such and leave it in a pot over the fire. I always carry a bundle of ditchberry bark too. Tastes terrible, but it keeps the water from making you sick. Trust me, you'll thank me later. I think you know almost... Let's see. It can be tough to make a fire out here. All the wood is wet, or wriggling, I guess. I try to collect bark and small limbs throughout the day and leave them by the campfire to dry so I can use them the next day. Kindling can be hard to find. I have an old book I tear pages out of just to get a fire started. But don't worry, it's nothing important, just a book of Valian short stories or something. I already read it anyway. I get a weird feeling when I get close to Lake Lacuna. Like there's something there that shouldn't be. Let's see. Let's be honest. If you go hungry in Emerald Stair, you're doing something wrong. You're much more likely to be eaten by Zarups or wake up in an ogre cave than starve. Right, changing the subject. I'd just tell you what I told you last time you asked me that. Nothing is... Ask what? I think... There's a skeleton sitting at... Let's see. Not sure what to tell you. You've got a good... Right, changing the subject. Until next time.
You know, I've heard dueling is popular in the Valian republics. You wouldn't think a public argument could feel as brutal, but I'll be damned if Giada didn't draw blood. I wish I could say the same. Living Landers can be contrarian and combative. That's what sends a lot of us here in the first place. But it's still hard to swim against the tide with your own people, especially when it means getting them to face a hard truth. You seem to have turned out okay. You and Giada, come to think of it. She knows who she is and what she believes. She's got more clarity and conviction than I had at her age.
She has more clarity than you have now.
Hey, I am a willing victim of my own delusions.
Can we just talk about something else?
Hey, don't worry. We're talking about Giada's situation.
Right. Like, what did you think I was talking about?
Anyway, this can't be an easy time for Giada, but I'm glad to have her on our side. What's on your mind? And troubling. What was it she said? The Steel Garrote will ensure the safety of Adiran interests? They aren't going to make you any friends, that's for sure. Stay sharp. A storm's brewing. And better if we can find it before it finds us. It's been years. It was always green and overgrown, but I don't remember it being quite this... Yeah. Something about Emerald Stair has always been unsettling. Everything in the living lands grows wild, but it's different here. Those giant roots, whatever they are, I don't remember them being quite as big or close to the settlement. Well, there's a thought to keep me up at night.
Oh, the Living Lands definitely hates us. That's why people like me even get work.
I don't like reading that much into things. Maybe that's why I'm still a bachelor.
Is that what it is? That wasn't even on my list.
Either way, when I wake up with night terrors, I'm waking you both up with me. Shoot. Sure. What's on your mind? Then I've got answers. Some of them may even be true. You've heard everything I have to say. You know where to find me.
The Adra stirs, a crackle of light in a withered field. The bars stifle us. We cannot recall when last we spoke. Hollow faces in a line. What has come of this place? A hand of generosity, or a gauntlet of steel. We feel them. They bend and hone the essence of the earth. They draw from our veins like a well. What are these rituals? Eons have passed. We do not recognize these strange machines. A harvest grows, the dead rise. What do they hope to achieve? Lift the shroud from the wheel. They build walls in their hearts. Why do they not share what they make? The hound cannot recognize itself. It growls at its own reflection. Should we fear it too? The fire that burns the forest feeds the soil with its ash. We have learned much. Dream of soaring wings in your repose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emerald Stair has seen better days. With any luck, the turning of the seasons will favor us. Giatta Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor! I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town? That's our governor for you. Self-righteous even in his own ignorance. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo. You did? That was quick. Poor Silvo. He was a bright young revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen. But how to find something so well hidden? Can something so metaphysical even be found? Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say. seems a little far-fetched. Then again, what isn't these days? You're a godlike, so anything is possible. Perhaps your nature will grant you more answers. Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You and Giata are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and thank you for...
My farmhands are very affectionate. Feel free to pet them if you like. Come back soon.
One moment.
Did you hear the Giata?
Yvette, look what I found! A genuine godlike.
Oh my gods, Remy, it's finally happening.
Do you think they can hear us?
Let's find out. Hello, me, Yvette. You friend? Remy, take a note. Fluent speech and upright posture show marks of sophistication in the endangered godlike. We heard that Giada partnered up with an outsider, but I had no idea you were a godlike. Fascinating.
I suppose we owe her a favor. Or two.
Giata must have sent you to be our test subject. She knows how we adore your kind. Satisfy our curiosity and we'll give you everything Giata needs to finish her research. Deal? What a novel idea. But no, I don't really see the appeal.
Let's begin the examination. If you could choose, who or what would you be in your next life? Next time you go around the wheel, you might not get so lucky. Ooh, good answer.
My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed. The fact remains, you were touched by the gods. Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us? No need to take offense. We merely seek to learn.
Oh, I thought of another. We all know that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone? Very optimistic, aren't we? I think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit to your dwindling kind.
So, Giata wants to know all about the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
The Dream Scourge is proof that an unprecedented metaphysical disaster can take place at any time.
Oh, that's a load off my mind. Sure beats not constantly worrying about the future.
How's that good news?
Giada will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a Pillar of Adra would be a good place to start.
Precisely. A godlike and a scholar, too. Incredible.
Indeed. Just as Adra channels essence, so too may it provide a key to discovering more about the Dream Scourge.
Not that we'd ever be interested in such research, of course. How droll. An entity, you say? If this entity is your patron, that's all perfectly natural. But if it's something else, with enough essence and a capable animancer, perhaps you could trace this tether back to its source.
Right, and with a little fresh sake, you can follow an ogre back to its lair. Still wouldn't recommend it.
Just be careful that your tether doesn't snap back and kill you in the process.
Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step is anatomy. But we've taken enough of your time. Farewell.
Hurry, before they change their minds.
Well, if it isn't my favorite godlike.
Go bother someone else.
First, my wife runs off to Paradise, and now this. Not one for talking right now. On top of everything else going on, now I can't get this blasted equipment to work. Oh, sure, thanks. I hope you can find something I didn't.
That it?
Hello, my friend. Still having trouble with this old equipment? Oh, what happened? My eyes aren't what they used to be. I tried choking the casket, or whatever. Maybe if I just hit it on top? My wife was the gadgety one, and now she's gone.
Yeah.
Maybe if I just hit it on top? I tried choking the casket, or whatever.
We make a good squad. Maybe if I just hit it on top?
One moment.
And I really loved him. Deep down.
But did you ever talk to him?
No, I did not. I wrote him poems, though.
You did not.
I surely did. Want to hear one? Rocco, you are not lazy. You make me crazy. Your eyes are like berries. They make me merry. The end.
A fine poem. Romantic-like.
I thought so too.
Ado! Found the machine.
What do you think of Giatta's theory? Well, my experiments have been a little unpredictable. Like the essence of direction. How did you know? We should talk, but not here.
The Adra is healthy. It's the essence I'm concerned about.
This again. You're beginning to sound like Giata.
Have you ever stopped and listened? Jim.
You into something. I'm sure you might be found around this. Look what happened to them.
I have to do something. Ah, on the way. I'm sorry. I'm not in a place to talk right now. I'm not concerned with that. Not now. Yesterday, I made an incredible discovery. We can use half as much Adra to achieve the same results. And then I thought, what if one day it's a third, a quarter, a speck? No. To harness these forces for so small a price is too much power. Who knows what kind of chaos we'll create? I have been reading Athelmir's treatise on Vodka. Perhaps she's right. Maybe Animancy should be reined in. How can I? All right. I'll do some more tests and see where they lead me. But I won't publish anything until I'm absolutely sure. I hope I'm right. to think what will happen if I'm not.
All right, explain it to me again.
Imagine a river of essence. It feeds our crops, enriches the soil, and fuels our experiments. So where is this source of the river? What have we?
I shouldn't be sober for this kind of...
Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop. Giada, what a loss. I owe that young woman more than I could ever repay. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked. Ha! A novel idea, that. What I need is a stronger power source. Grimoires can hold intense power, but not for long. Besides, grimoires require a wizard to draw in essence. It's too dangerous at this scale. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove. Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgan queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgan in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgan queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards. Do be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
Well, let's go. That Adragon's heart isn't gonna yank itself out.
Come back when you have the heart.
Encantado! Welcome to my fine establishment, amigo.
One moment.
Yeah.
You there! You look like you know where you're going. Can you tell me the way to Fjore's market? This isn't a market. It's a bunch of hungry people standing around. Are you sure? Oh no. That's the gate they told me to look for. What happened here? We've had our own dream thralls to deal with. I came here to cut a deal that'd feed Thirdborn for a month. I was meant to set up a supply line. Huh. It's possible. Though the Adirans might not look favorably upon me. I'll think of something. Thanks anyway. Gonna be a long walk back. Better get new shoes.
I don't see what's the problem.
If you can't see it, I doubt I can explain it to you.
Tell me another
They just make me feel uncomfortable.
I'm glad to see revenants working in our fields. I see nothing wrong with it.
What if the body used to be your brother? Your grandfather? You, Adiran, you know what a revenant is, don't you? Your dead friends and family walking around rotting all over your cabbages?
Thank you, friends. With luck, that will buy me a few moments of quiet.
You told us that animancy would save our crops, and now look, spoiled on the vine. Zarips won't even touch them.
Animancy is a process. We're talking about a delicate... the metaphysical ecosystem.
Machines everywhere, and none of them are doing a lick of good.
Be patient and things will get better, I promise.
Yeah. One moment.
What do you mean that's all you've got? Last week you said there'd be grain.
You know what I said. We only have so much to go around.
Are the animals starving as well? Or are they sipping tea?
Take it up with the governor. I don't make the rules. Go home. Lay traps in the woods and play for game. I can't help you.
We know you're stashing the grain somewhere. Well, let's have it.
There's no stash, as I've told you before. If I had, then I'd give it to myself.
Crops
No cutting in line. I was here first.
Listen, if you need food, you're going to have to get in line like everyone else. Well, I'm very happy to hear that, but I need you to step aside if you're not in need. We recently had food go missing from the stores, so I have to be more careful than ever. I just want the food at this point, but I'm pretty sure it's lost. Rosanna? I couldn't have guessed that in a million years. I would normally let this sort of thing slide, but right now, every piece of food missing is a person who goes hungry. I empathize with Rosanna. I really do. My family shares those beliefs, and has for as long as I can remember. In this situation, though, I truly believe the living need the food more than the dead. Right now, I'd much rather have the food, but this will go a long way if we ever get another merchant from Dawnshore. Thank you. It may not seem like much, but this could mean life or death to some people. I should get back to it. Stay safe out there. Oh, there you are. The Rangers have taken on extra hunts as part of their patrols, which has helped some. The problem is that the things they bring back tend not to be edible, thanks to the blight.
One moment.
Yeah. Hey, you! Go on. There's nothing here. Yeah. Gods, what do I tell Sovia? What do I tell the children? It's not bad enough that their mother a little earlier and you'd have beaten the other bandits to my crops. But I guess that's on you, isn't it? I left the whole pile right here. Enough food, good food, safe food, to get us through the next few months. I went inside just for a moment. The bandits, took everything. This was probably her last harvest. There's not a damn thing left to eat. What? No. We're fine. No smuggling, no dream scourge. What are you implying? Huh. Like sticking your nose in other people's business, do you? Ah, not you two. Gods. What do I have to lose? My wife, she's sick. Not a dream troll. Just sick. We've known for a while now. But treatment is expensive. There's not enough to go around. I thought if she could eat well for whatever time she had left, she'd be more comfortable. And now, it's gone. There. Are you happy? It's weeping fever. A rose draught would clear her up. But good luck finding any to spare. When they ran away, I saw them following the river north. They're probably hiding up there, waiting to steal from someone else. You come back with my crops, and I'll give you whatever I can. You can't put a price on survival.
One moment. One moment. One moment. Right. This place has seen better days.
Here we go!
I'm sick!
Down! Just like the good old days.
You know, I get the symbolism of giving perfectly good food to the dead. I just think it's dumb. One moment. Keep quiet. Quiet. Watch yourself. Let's see what you got. We got them all. One moment.
Adirin, welcome back. No. And I don't expect to either. For better or worse, our fellow rebels have culled us from the herd. I knew someone would look for it eventually. Allow me to appeal to your better instincts, if you will. We are starving, Adirin. In a choice between us and them, I will always choose us. That does not mean I take pleasure in it. I feel the farmer's pain as keenly as I feel my own. But the crops are the crops. My people's lives are on the line. I have no choice. Compromise. The food we have is already barely enough.
Don't answer that.
Please. We took some supplies from Adiran soldiers. Yes. Incense, rose draught. It is useless to us. We are hungry, not ill. We would give it gladly. But what of this farmer? We have taken his livelihood. Are we to believe he would be satisfied with such a trade? Then I can hardly stand by and allow her to die in vain. Here, take what you need. We will pray for his family's health.
Right. Never expected that to work.
I admit I am unused to Adiran generosity. A promise I hope to see proven in time. May the skies smile upon you, Adiran.
What you looking at?
Yeah. There you are. Did you deal with those bandits? You did what? You actually found treatment for her? But you let them keep the crops? Why would you do a thing like that? And they'll still prosper. They should have given me both as an apology. Now I'll have to go bow and scrape to the Grain Commission for help. I don't need it. I wouldn't have needed it if you hadn't gotten involved. What? That I wasn't going to let her die. Because... I mean... Gods. Fine. I'll go when it's quiet. When no one can see me. But nothing happened here. Understand? What I tell my family is up to me.
A hand to aid the other. Succor for those with eyes to see.
Let me at least pay you. It's not much, but it's what I can afford. It's honest money, too. Don't forget it. Next time they come for my harvest, I'll be ready. I tell you that.
I think I sprained my shoulder.
I'm not making it up.
You're not still...
What about you? You're the envoy. Of all people, you should know. I was out hunting for spring bears yesterday evening when I saw a group of soldiers in the woods. I didn't linger long. I didn't want them to notice me, but they were adhering. I'm sure of it. I'm not sure. They looked like they were arguing. Maybe they were lost. I also saw the most unusual woman. She was alone, but I couldn't see her face behind the cowl and mask. An inquisitor? Here? In Emerald Stair? What did I tell you?
Perhaps bears give it a... Hey, Calvino. Seen any adherent patrols lately?
One moment.
Yeah.
You take lead. Eyes are on my side.
Oh no, no!
Come and get me! I'm sick!
moment.
You don't think the Oh! Envoy! Hello!
Are you sure it's him?
How many other godlike have come through lately? What can we do for you? Of course. Wouldn't you want to find out if they were headed here? You went in to save the Clavager, didn't you? What did you see? Like our crops. What if the Adirans cursed them?
They say your ambassador was standing right by the body. Is that true? So, it didn't seem suspicious to you?
Then you were killed too, though. Oh, that can't be a coincidence. It's all a plot. I'm sure of it.
Thanks for stopping by. She'll be chewing on all that for days.
One moment.
Unseen, unheard.
That's one for us. Left! Left! Nice shot! Coming from your right! Point for you! Yeah.
Nice work. One moment.
Yeah.